live from the Purple Cow Branding Studios.
Welcome to Network Today. I'm Cheryl Powers.
I'm Rob Bliss.
And we're here to take you from meeting people to
making money
faster.
Way faster.
That's right. I hope that's your word of the week. Faster. So let's stop wasting time. Let's get down to business. The business today is important business. As we talk about networking, military to civilian.
The military transition to the civilian world.
That's right. So that's our topic. We have an annual theme, which is
networking stop.
That's right. So networking stop is our annual theme because we want you to stop networking the way you've been doing it. And today's episode, we're zeroing in on the importance of understanding our military community and what's happening, and then help giving them resources.
Absolutely, Cheryl. I mean, Dallas-Fort Worth has a big nonprofit organizations that are helping our military men, which I am just so proud of those people because my dad was in the military, fought in World War II and the Korean War. And, those people, what they did, the sacrifice, what they did to help us have our freedom today. Yeah. And for us to be able to give back to them. Yeah. What an experience.
Yes, absolutely. And so many of us have military in our family. So I think most of us can identify with what they've been through, what they're going through. Certainly today's world is even more hyper-focused on making sure that they get help. And we've got an amazing guest. You are going to love him if you don't already know him, Alex Sagcal.
Oh, man, he is the greatest guy. I love that man.
Yes, I know. And so we're going to go through his story, his journey, and the resources that he talks about we're going to make available. We want to make sure that you share this with others because this is really important. You need to learn how to network.
Yes.
Whatever you're doing, but certainly when you're going from military to civilian, you need to understand how to network and how to build this is my word of the week, support system. So we have to support one another and we need to help build and fortify that support system so nobody feels like they're alone or on an island. And this is really going to be, I think, a beautiful chat that we have.
Yes.
I know I always enjoy my time with Alex. And so I have a couple of things, Rob, that I found on mymilitarybenefits.com as I was doing a little research here. And so just in case you need these 4 points, you want to write them down on how to build a robust professional network and why. So you have to practice networking. That's one of the reasons that they say do it. Career transitions have a funny way of creating a head-scratching situation. And so this is going to help you, I think, better define your avenues of revenue. It helps you find a job because so many things are not posted online. And I know that that's been a real frustration for a lot of people who are going from maybe college or military into a career that they can't find that job. So that will help you. And then building confidence.
Yes.
So the military social environment, so very different than a civilian. I know some people who, and Alex will speak to this, who thrive in that military environment and they don't want to leave the military environment versus those who are like, did it, get it, can't wait to get out and do my own thing now. So just really fascinating. I'll go through some of the bullet points later on as we close the show, but I think it's really, really, this is such an important episode.
Well, yeah, I mean, I take it very personal, again, because what these men and women did for our country, and then I want us to, be able to give back to them by teaching them how to network better, how to make that transition into the civilian world. So, yeah, this is a very important show.
Yeah, and I didn't pull up the stats, but I know the stats are staggering in regards to those who end up unemployed.
Yeah.
And just disenfranchised from America after serving America.
I know it.
So, or Canada. Oh, Canada. Right. So when we come back, this is what you can expect if this is your first time. We'd love to hear from you, by the way. Networktodaydfw.com. You'll see that at the bottom of the screen. So info@networktodaydfw.com. And for first timers, here's what you can expect coming up is going to be our Grand Slam of the week, which is
Yes.
our success story.
Our success story,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right. Grand Slam of the week is our success story of the week. And we want to keep you focused on the positive because good stuff happens when you are disciplined in your
Yes.
networking. And then we're going to move into our amazing discussion with our incredible guest, Alex. And then we'll do a wrap with some action items and some great takeaways for you. All right? Does that sound cool?
That's cool. I'm
right.
ready.
We
I'm
all
ready
on board?
for it.
All right. So when we come back, coming up, Summerfest 2023. Are you ready, Rob?
All right. What's the date, Cheryl?
It is 6:23 TK's in Addison. This is all day or half a day. You pick newbies in the morning, that's level 1. Advanced seasoned networking veterans in the afternoon, that's level 2. Or you can do both lunch, breakfast, and post networking happy hour and author meet and greet. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready. I
I
can't
am
wait.
too.
All-star
I am too.
lineup.
That's right. Network Today Live, Summerfest 2023 on 6/23. We'll see you there. I've no idea. I have no idea what your Grand Slam is, but I see a big grin on your face.
Yes. You know, I had a lot of fun with my Grand Slam last week, Cheryl, and it's another chamber story. Being an ambassador for the Farmers Branch Chamber of Commerce, I and my co-partner Deborah and I, we once a week go out and visit business owners, small businesses around the Farmers Branch area. We're there to promote the chamber and give advice of why business owners should join the chamber. But we always, again, talk a little bit about our own businesses.
Right.
And last week we had a great story in the sense that when I talked to the business owner, he then came back to me and said, "Well, what do you do?" You know, and so he brought us back to his office. We sat down, and I gave him my little thing about office technology with Smart Office USA and Purple Cow branding, and made an appointment with him. And, you know, we have no expectations of getting that because we're out serving our chamber. Right. And this guy just reversed the roles here, got back to me, and it was like, whoa. So, yes, I mean, that's
so
the power of networking again. It's meeting people.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's great. That is super great. And it is a collective process of all the different touch points.
Yeah.
So hence, this is mine and Susanna Gibb. You know Susanna Gibb?
Yes.
So she's delightful, lovely, beautiful inside and out, and she runs the Gibb agency.
Right.
So she and her dad, her family have had a business, and she's running the Dallas part. Well, she started a really cool networking group, and it's for home services. So it's for those who are really working directly with homeowners because she's got an insurance agency, right?
Okay.
So really kind of focused on the residential needs that people, her clients, have. But it was also an opportunity for her to bring people together. Well, she invited me a couple of months ago to join this group or just to come by, and it's a monthly group. And I had just had the best time. And she goes through and she announces all the industries that are represented, and everybody raises their hand. But then there's really no industry for me. Now, I wasn't sad by that. I was actually honored because I was invited because of my network.
Okay.
That I could help bring other home services network people in to her network.
Absolutely.
And help her build this. And I was so honored that I was kind of a non-industry centric person or professional into this group, but it was because I have a network of people that I influence and that they could come in and help influence and build the group. And it's just a super successful group already. I think, I don't know how many months she is, 4 months into it or something like that. But yeah, so I love that.
Cool.
That's the power of building a network and a reputation of being a networking giver.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So
big time.
I can't tell you that I do all the right things, and I'm not all that, certainly, for sure. But I guess I do them enough, long enough. Sooner or later, good stuff happens.
That's the key. That's the key, the consistency.
That's right.
You got to be in it for the long haul.
That's right. Do enough, often enough so that even in your worst, right, you can rise to the top. So anyway, so that's it. That's mine. Susanna, thank you for inviting me to your amazing group. And when we come back, talking to the amazing Alex about military to civilian. Let's face it, employees waste time on the company dime. Why? Life's complicated. We help keep the junk of life out of the workplace and in the hands of the experts. Empowered Advantage, empowering employees, giving businesses the advantage. Letter M as in magnificent, poweredadvantage.com. And we've got an outstanding, stellar, top of the heap guest to talk about military to civilian life. I'm so excited, and this wasn't easy to do because this is a really busy gentleman.
Busy guy. I love this guy. He's one of the guys that helped me join the Farmers Branch Chamber of Commerce, which has been so helpful in helping my business grow since I've been here for over 2.5 years now. But Alex was the key guy, so I am very grateful for him.
Well, I am too, because it's given us a lot of ammunition. Are you grateful?
I am very grateful. In fact, I'm honored to be sitting here with both of you. You're much too kind in your praise. Like this guy over here especially, he has been a spark plug for the chamber and has revamped our marketing, revamped our presence online. And you, with your presence in the community and your leadership, it's just an honor to sit next to you. So we're ready to go.
What a thrill. Okay, 300 people to be with 300 people. This is really good. So, and I want you to look him up because you need to follow him on LinkedIn. He has so many great posts and interesting insight, right? You come from a different point of view, and we'll talk about that here in a sec, and why. Like, what an extensive, powerful set of experiences. But Alex Sagcal, it's Sagcal, so don't make my mistake and say Sagcal, right?
No, actually, that's right, Sagcal.
Okay, Sagcal, but
Yeah.
the C's kind of like quiet. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And when you look him up on LinkedIn, you're going to see it's Alexander. Do you like Alexander or Alex?
Only when I'm in trouble.
Okay, so Alexander, come to the kitchen, please. So he actually was in the Navy in 1986. You had a 4-year tour, right, on the USS Sumter as you were in the Navy, junior officer, and then within that officership, I'm going to totally butcher this. Tell me what you did.
Well, when you first get to a ship as a junior officer, you're assigned to a division.
Okay.
I had M division.
Okay.
I had 75 guys in the engine rooms. These guys were the salt of the earth guys that took care of the engines about the size of this building. Bottom line is, it's a hot environment. It's a little tougher than normal, but it was a good experience in management, good experience in survival. Did that for 18 months. Then I went to the next 18 months on the engineering side of it, up above the deck. It was a tank landing ship, so bottom line is we did a lot of operations along the side of shore. Actually, we were designed to run aground. If you want to look it up, LST 1181, USS Sumter, based in Little Creek Naval Amphibious Base.
That's
any case,
outstanding.
then after that, went to division. When I said it's that last few months in, I went to first division, which is the deck division.
All right. And so then you move into, and we're going to talk about this here in a sec, just so you understand the extension of his vast experience in sales. So from military into there's sales in healthcare, VoIP, another healthcare division. There's something else. What else am I missing in here? It was
All easy stuff.
yes, that's right.
It's easy stuff.
It's and then into the Ford division with Sam Pack.
The auto world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most of the people that have known me around now, since 2013, I've been in the auto world. But prior to that, I was in medical sales, and I was one of those people in the military. When I get out, because I used to plan this out. I had a bunch of my friends. We all graduated chemistry together. Some went into sales, some went into other part, but it was all civilian world. And so I was looking forward to get out. And so I was one of those that said I knew what I was going to do my first 60 days, 90 days, next few years. I did that for the next 18 years in the world of medical sales. Then I started having some family problems. And yes, if you travel the country, you may have family problems too. So bottom line is, I took a local job. I said, how bad could it be? I'll sell cars. And I am so glad I ended up at the Pack Auto Group, the Sam Pack 5-star Ford Carrollton. the nephew of Sam Pack brought me into the world.
Wow.
And bless his soul, he was a fantastic mentor. And bottom line is, I've been there since 2013.
Wow.
And early on, they realized that I had a few connections in the community. And so that was about 2014. They recognized, you know what? Maybe you need to just start working the community. And I said, and get paid? Are you kidding? So that's what we've been doing. That and a little bit of employee relations. Okay, a lot of employee relations lately. But the world of coming from military to sales, and from sales to administration, and bottom line is, it's a trip, because if you're in the military, things are cut and dry. And if you're combat, things are on an edge. And if you ever wonder why people that are coming back from a combat zone have trouble getting back into civilian life, it's because they've lived 24 hours a day listening to that pop, that bang, that large group of unknown people at the edge. Is that going to be their last hour or last day? Do they need to take a dive one side or another? And if you don't go through that, life is easy. But if you do go through that, your mind is pushed to an envelope that doesn't matter what military, you're going to experience withdrawals.
Wow.
Okay? And so if you see people that are ex-military and they're on the edge, ask them where they served. If they served shore patrol, if they served battle zone, if they served areas where there's a lot of unpredictable things, bottom line is there's issues.
Yeah.
Now, you serve stateside. I served during peacetime. And we went to West Africa, went to South America, and went to Central America. And when we were in those areas, we were watching for it, because that was exactly it. You're in an area where they take pot shots at Americans. You're in an area where they kidnap Americans. And then I get out. Things are different, by the way, for the military. When the military gets out now, there are hundreds of good organizations that are nonprofits that are willing to help out. And so whether you're English, Canadian, or other military, and you're coming to the United States, there are help groups inside of the United States. I was looking it up before we got it, and actually I called these people ahead of time, see if they picked up on the second ring or the first ring or whatever else. So you've got your levels of help at the county, levels of help at the state, which I'm the most favored, by the way, and then levels of help at the federal level.
Okay.
And bottom line is, there's help out there for those that want to talk in person, and there's help there who just want to do it remotely, because as we all know, a lot of our friends are, I don't want to go in. I'll just make a phone call, or I'll just do it all online. There are levels of help for everybody, but either they have to have someone reach out for them, or they have to reach out themselves. And that was one of those things. I had a friend reach out to me. I said when I got out, I would never need military assistance, VA assistance, whatever else. And then 2 years ago, as you may or may not remember, I had a heart attack.
That's right.
Okay. So one of the military guys said, "Hey, did you sign for VA years ago?" I was like, "No, I didn't think I was eligible." Well, all that changed under our past administration. It made it easier so people that still had all their digits could qualify for VA assistance or VA medical coverage in my case. And at the same time, I had my private cardiologist, where we used to wait 3 hours to get into. And that was the accepted norm.
Yeah.
Because he was that good. But that time, he had just left the country and wasn't coming back.
Oh, my goodness.
So, and I was filling out the VA information because one of my neighbors said, "You dummy, just fill it out. You never know what they give you."
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I said, "Okay, you're approved." And I said, "What am I approved for?" "Medical, optical, labs, whatever you need." And I said, "Even cardiology?" "Especially cardiology."
Wow.
And I've been to the VA in the last 3 years probably 12 times. Only one of those times have I had to wait longer than 2 hours.
Goodness.
I am in and out in there. I get there an hour ahead of time. I'm out in 45 minutes. Life is good. And I can't say enough of how much the VA has changed. So out there, everybody, the Veterans Administration, Dallas, VA Dallas, is good compared to what it used to be decades ago. Because when I used to call on it as a sales rep, I always said, "Oh my God, these guys are here all day long."
Yeah.
But things have changed.
Yeah. And I know my dad, he was in the VA hospital in Fresno. It was a rock star hospital.
Good.
And they were rock star
Good.
I couldn't believe it. You hear a lot of awful stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But don't believe it all because
Yeah.
it sounds like things are turning.
Things have turned and they're making it so friendly. I mean, there are community-based outpatient clinics where I go for my general, I go for my lab work. You're in and out in 20 minutes, 30
Yeah.
minutes. You see some people, you're out. You don't have to go to the big VA
Yeah.
Dallas. Although when you do go to the VA Dallas, there's always construction.
Well, one of the things you talked about was, so you're going from military life, your career, right, a military profession, into now a civilian profession.
Right.
And you talked about the two different mindsets, right? One's I'm ready to go,
Yeah.
and the other one is how long can I stay in the military?
Oh, yeah.
So, but at some point, everybody finds themselves in the civilian. So how do you help you personally, if you're talking to somebody make that transition, or at least determine where their mind needs to be in regards to the navigating where they need to go?
You talk to them, you find out,
Okay.
and you set it up. Option A, you kick them hard and you get them to somebody as soon as possible. B, you have a middle in between. The C, you let them take their own time. But bottom line is they have to have a stop and start date. Because if you've been in the military, your start and stop date is pretty firm, and they'll understand that.
Yeah.
And there are some of my friends, I didn't want to get out. I want to stay in forever. And God bless them, fantastic. Other folks like me, get out of the way. I'm coming out. Let's go have some fun.
That's right.
But I know a lot of friends, and now they're just getting out, and they're upper officers. So they had a great time where they were at, and they're thankful too.
Well, how did you find, like, how did the military background, your experience there, help you in civilian world?
There's a lot of relationships. There are basic lessons that have saved my skin that I learned in the military that I use every day now, that I teach interns, because it just makes common sense. If you're a senior officer that you need to get a permission off, sign up on, is having a bad day, guess what? Don't visit him with your new idea. That's just a basic one. Before you knock on the door, same thing.
Yeah.
If he's chewing out whatever person down there, guess what? Come back in 10 minutes. He'll be a little better. Because you come in a hot skillet, you're still in the hot skillet. And I learned that from dealing with a commanding officer that was, at times, under a lot of pressure. So,
Wow. Well, what we want to do is make sure that we get the resource links from you, if you
Sure.
don't mind supplying
Absolutely.
them. And let's put that in the resources down
Yes,
below
great.
the video here. The other thing as we wrap this up, so I want to ask, from somebody who's going from military into civilian life, are there networking groups, right?
Absolutely.
That you would say, hey, I totally recommend kind of dipping your toe in, getting some networking experience here. Where would that-
absolutely. First stop in this area, DFW Veterans Chamber.
Okay.
DFW Veterans Chamber. Second stop by your Texas Veterans Commission that's close to your county. Why? Because they can take care of everything from the networking side of it. They have a weekly networking meeting in person as well as online. So it's the best of both worlds. And they're spread out, DFW, from Fort Worth to McKinney to Carrollton, Coppell. And it's low key or high key if you want. Depends on whichever networking you want. Now, the Veterans Services, Texas Veterans Commission, they'll pick up on the second ring. I've tested them. And they do anything from healthcare to getting loans to buying land to getting more education to your VA claim if you have a VA claim. And by the way, everybody has a VA claim, but it's just which level of coverage you get.
Yeah.
Let them determine that.
Yeah.
Don't be the first person to say, I won't need that. I'm healthy. I got all my fingers. Yeah, I've got other friends that didn't come out that way. But bottom line is, bless them and give them a chance to work, because these people are trained and paid by the city, county, state to be a veteran's helper. So why not let them help you?
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a friend that's not admitting that he needs help, because if you're a certain person in the military, I don't need help. In fact, I'm put in areas where I'm supposed to get stuff together when everything is going. By the way, there's a propensity of military people that thrive in an area of chaos. Employers out there, if you have a chaotic work environment, consider a military veteran, because that structure they learn in the military helps make it better
Yeah. Yeah.
every time. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, we'll talk about it another time. But bottom line is, consider hiring a vet. Why?
Okay.
Because they're usually great in a world of chaos.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And they're dependable.
I was going to say, they are dependable.
Yeah.
A lot of them are wired to serve.
Yeah.
And so when they get out, they still want to serve the community.
Oh,
So,
That's great.
man, this is so good. So we're going to provide these resources.
Mhm.
Make sure you connect with Alex on LinkedIn. And quickly,
yes.
a little known fact about yourself.
Ooh, little known fact. I was going to say, I'm pretty much an open book.
Okay.
Little known fact. Public speaking makes me nervous. Seriously.
No.
I get nervous.
Wow.
And I don't know why, but I do.
I would have never guessed that from this.
Not at all.
It's a good thing we're
first-
just the two-person public, right?
My first public speaking lesson, my brother saying, "You got a funny voice."
Oh, no.
Second was my dad saying, "Yeah, you'll never cut it in public speaking."
Oh, no.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, no. Well, hey, cheers to you, our public speaking military
There you go.
friend. And thank you for your service to our country, Alex.
And it's an honor, and thank you for letting me come on the show. Thank you very much. And Caitlin in the back.
That's right. That's right. And we'll be back.
A small business is still a business. At Purple Cow Branding, we want to help you execute your greatest visions for your company. Purple Cow works for small businesses that don't have big budgets to spend on their marketing efforts. Inquire now at purplecowbranding.com to be the biggest little guy around. Purple Cow Branding, much more than digital marketing.
Isn't Alex amazing?
Oh man. You know, when I first met him 2.5 years ago, I mean, I could just tell he was somebody special.
Yep.
And he has just helped me get, he's helped me by joining the chamber. He's helped my business grow. He's introduced me to so many people, and that's just who he is. He's a giver.
Yes, he is. What is something that he touched on that resonated with you or just reminded you of the importance of addressing this issue?
Well, because him being a veteran, he knew, he knows, and because I've seen him in the networking circle now for over 2 years, he understands that transition period of going from military to civilian, and he doesn't just talk about it.
Yeah.
He gets involved and wants to help people,
Yeah.
go through this very difficult transition.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is about Alex. And he pointed that out during his talk, is that it's the support, your key word of the week, is his support of veterans, of helping them get into the civilian world, and the difficult it can be, but there's a support system out there.
There is a support system out there. And I was fascinated by the fact that he said, I'm not a good public speaker. And my
God.
family says don't speak in public. And I'm like, but it didn't stop him.
No.
And I can't help but think it's because he's one of those who took what he learned in the military and said, you know what, I'm ready to go branch out into civilian life and take that discipline,
Right.
take those things that I've learned and apply them into my new. So he went from serving our country to serving our community.
Yes.
It was seamless.
It's a
for
great
him.
a great way of putting it.
Not,
Yeah.
not everybody can do that. Now, here's an interesting article that I found. There are a lot of good online resources. So I was searching networking for veterans. Maybe I put networking for military, but this is something that came up under, let me see what site this is, if I can, hang on, got a little drop down menu here. This site it's a university. They're making me work really, really hard to get it. Dang. So it doesn't even say what the SNU.edu. So degrees.snu.edu.
Yeah. I don't know where that is.
I know. And it doesn't even, shoot. And I looked through so many articles. Anyway, snu.edu. You can go look it up. But it talks about some of the things that that military personnel can do as they're moving into civilian life to build a professional network. And I thought this was a really good idea. So determine your field and volunteer in that field.
Okay.
So you can begin that practice work of actually engaging and having conversations with civilian. And one of the things that I've learned through, and I know you've had military in your family too, is that the language isn't the same. And the expectations aren't the same because in civilian, this is terrible of me to say this, but I think civilian life, we're a little more like, loosey-goosey, lackadaisical. And,
Right.
but in the military, this is the way it is,
Right.
right? I say I'm going to do this. You say you're going to do this. So we do this.
Yeah.
So I think that volunteering can help somebody begin to transition into, loosely beginning to communicate
Right.
in a civilian way, right? Make yourself useful, again, by volunteering and narrowing down your field based on your experience in your military career as well. Do great work. I think that's so funny that most military personnel I know, when they moved into civilian life, there's a higher level of commitment to professionalism. So those were just a couple of the key things that snu.edu talked about. And can I leave with one thing that I totally forget to tell people when I know that they've got a military background and I find out, are they on LinkedIn? Do you know what LinkedIn does for our veterans?
I don't.
Okay, they have the free version,
Right.
which is the me version.
Right.
The free is me.
Right.
But it's really great if you can get into premium at no charge, and military personnel can do premium.
Oh my
LinkedIn
gosh.
Premium.
Oh wow.
What's that cost per month?
That's $49 a month.
Okay, so that's hey, if you
Wow.
can save $50 a month
Hey,
or whatever,
that's terrific.
And in there, they've got a lot of veterans LinkedIn learning, so that they can tap in and begin to elevate their professional prowess through LinkedIn. So thank you, LinkedIn, for providing that to our military personnel and those who've served our country. So there we go. That's it. We salute you. We're so just thrilled at any opportunity that we have to help, and let's provide as many resources as we can in regards to links here.
Well, Cheryl, you just think about what they have to offer a small business owner from the skill set point of view. They've been in the military, whether it's been for a 4-year term or a 10-year term, is that they have been trained by some of the finest people.
Yeah.
And just some of the from skill sets, in discipline and understanding the responsibility, accountability, all these things that, again, we in the civilian world are a little lackadaisical about it, but you've got someone whose character has been built.
Yeah.
And I just think we need to gain focus on, and I'm going to look at those resources or the links to see who I need to contact for staffing my own company.
Yeah.
So I think Alex did a great job in doing that as a reminder.
Maybe Alex would run a Network Today boot camp.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Can we get her to do that? Alex, just know you might get an email from us. What are your action items?
Okay,
you got three of them.
Three good action items here, Cheryl, in a sense. Number one is, I really want to encourage people in this transition to join your local Chamber of Commerce. Just a quick, great way. That's how I got involved and met Alex. A quick, great way to meet a lot of people who will support you. Number two is get a mentor in learning these new networking skills. Because again, a lot of people take it for granted, Cheryl, but you've got to, like in any other skill set, you've got to learn it, you've got to practice it, and you've got to be disciplined about it. And then
Wait.
Oh.
As you said that, and I'm going into my list, what would come up? But Veteran Mentor Network.
Whoa.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Highlight that link.
140,000 plus service members.
Wow.
I know. Get involved. Veteran Mentor Network.
Oh, that's awesome. Great. And my third and last action item is invest your time in taking the time to learn networking skills on a day by day. You've got everything else, you've got to practice, and you got to learn the different techniques. That's why you need a mentor. That's why you need to join a networking group through the Chamber.
Yeah. Yep. And Chamber, Hiring Our Heroes, is a nationwide effort by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation for veterans.
Wow.
I know.
There we go.
Yes. So I'm so excited that we can also supply these resources to our veterans. I love our veterans. We talked about your dad served, and he was a pilot.
He was a pilot.
Oh man, my dad was a Marine, and so
we owe so much to them.
Yes, we do because it provides this opportunity here. So we love you. We thank you for your service to our country, America, and
Canada.
So Canada, that's right. And anything that we can do to help you, if you've got some ideas, some thoughts, questions, we want to hear from you. So that's info@networktodaydfw.com. And please come to the conference.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
We're going to have a special too for veterans and for college students, those going from the student university and the veteran, the military into a civilian life, a professional, building a career. We're going to have a special for you. The Network Today Live Summerfest 2023 is on 6/23.
Yes.
6/23/23. So
And for more details, go to networktodaydfw.com.
that's right. So we've got tickets that are on sale right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start bringing in your friends. We want to see you there. Going to be great training and very workshop driven. So morning sessions will be more for the newbies, the level 1, and then we have a level 2 for, I called it veterans, but it's not necessarily for military. But and you're welcome to do an all-day full ticket if you like as well. So that's going to be super exciting. Mike Rose is our keynote speaker, so don't miss it. Veterans, we want you there.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
So,
here we go.
take you from meeting people to making money,
Money
faster here at Network Today, and we will see you next week.
This has been a Purple Cow production.